Welcome to the Greatest Story Podcast with your hosts, Zac
and Josh.
We're here to discuss and react to some of the greatest stories ever told. We will look at books, movies, video games, and all forms of storytelling to figure out what makes a good story and what are some of the greatest stories.
And we're back.
Season 2.
Yep, here we are. Whimsical theme.
Yeah.
Unlikely stories.
And we've got some exciting ones coming up this season for sure.
Like today's.
What are we talking about today, Josh?
Oh, we're talking about dinosaurs, Mercedes-Benz, and capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism.
And maybe some DNA pseudo-science.
Yeah, pseudo-science.
And amber jewelry. That's making an appearance.
True.
But I'm excited to ask you our regular question. So we've kind of, rescaled. So same questions, less content. Took some of your feedback over the summer and implemented it. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, we definitely want to give you stories that you want and also kind of focus more for our episodes on those stories.
And so to practice an exercise of brevity, and I'm excited to ask this question because I see your response. Hey, Zac, what's a good story you've been consuming recently?
Yeah, so I have recently started playing Jedi Fallen Order, which is video game by EA, and you know what? It has been a blast so far. I just started, so I'm not too far into it, but I have loved the storyline so far. I think it's super cool to play out just kind of a random Padawan in the midst of Order 66. His whole world is crumbling down. Empire's moving in. How do we deal with that? I think it's been really, really cool so far. I love the character. Cal is his name, and he's great so far. I mean, all the cutscenes, the world is very interactive, very immersive. So, it's been really cool.
And the actor does a great job. What's his name? Callahan Monaghan?
Yeah, I don't know that off the top of my head. But
Irish name?
Yeah.
But I know we're not going to make this a Jedi Fallen Order episode, although we totally should at some point.
We could do that. I would be down for that.
And it would probably be a pretty high rating. It's one of my favorite games.
It's good, yeah.
Initial take on BD1. Love him, hate him.
Oh, I like him, yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like, there's kind of a trope in Star Wars where you need kind of a lovable robot sidekick, and sometimes it falls flat, I think. But I think BD1's good. He's almost like a dog.
Yeah, and like a little chihuahua.
Yeah, I get like very chihuahua vibes, and I love it.
Pets.
Yeah. Little chihuahua who just like opens doors and helps you out.
BD1, I need help. And sends you some adrenaline shots.
Yep.
Just keep fighting.
Just keep going.
All right. Well, we got to keep going with BD1. We got to keep rolling here.
Oh, there you go. That was good.
Thanks.
So we do have some shout-outs, some call-outs, some recognition that we want to give for our Pathfinders. Pathfinder Commodore, Peggy B, thank you very much. We appreciate that you appreciate us and give us money. And Pathfinder Champion, Paige S.
Y'all are champs.
You're champs.
You thought I forgot it.
No, I was waiting.
Okay.
All right. So we really appreciate that. And I think we are going to have some stickers.
You can also be a champ, but we'll talk about that more later.
At the end, yep,
We've
absolutely.
Sponsored ourselves.
We've sponsored by the Greatest Story Podcast.
92 Jeeps. Anyways, that comment will make more sense in a second.
Yeah, later.
So, what are we talking about today, Zac? We gave some hints.
We gave some hints. We're talking about Jurassic World.
Not to be confused with Jurassic Park, where Samuel L. Jackson yells, "Hold on to your butts."
Hold on to your butts, which is a great movie, but we're not talking about that one. We're talking about the reboot / sequel / same universe.
Like the same thing, but bigger.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally it, right? Jurassic Park, it was like a test run and all the dinosaurs got loose. Jurassic World, it's a regular day at Disney World, but the mouses are trying to kill you, so...
Like, if you took one of the parks, like Jurassic Park is like, oh, we have one park.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what if we took Disneyland from California and just blew it up to that size?
Yeah, what if instead of roller coasters, we added dinosaurs?
What if SeaWorld didn't just have Shamu?
Yeah.
What if we had the big blue whales?
Yes.
And we had like 25 of them.
Yes. Yeah, I get a lot of SeaWorld. Yeah, I get a lot of SeaWorld vibes.
It is almost like they're directly clapping in the face of SeaWorld.
Yep.
Oh. Anyways.
Yeah.
And zoos, I guess.
Yeah, and zoos.
They're probably hitting.
Yeah,
zoos.
it's kind of a zoo vibe, but it seems more like they refer to them as attractions.
Yeah.
And like it seems
Not
very much
exhibits.
like theme. I think they even verbatim talk about being a theme park at one point.
Are.
So
and they're like talking about their numbers.
Yeah,
and
so I feel like they're definitely, and I do think that that's kind of a subtle criticism, is that a lot of the people in the company don't view the animals as animals.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're intentionally staying away from zoo language, and they're very much like, we're a production focused theme park, bring in the people, bring in the numbers, all about the customer experience.
We'll probably get into this with character arc and also ethics, but you have like the Jeff Goldblum replacement who comes in, is like, how are my dinosaurs? And then the Aunt Claire starts rambling off stats and numbers. And our stats show that our
people love our
is going down, but people love this, and so we're going to give them more teeth.
Yeah.
And that's basically the plot.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is the plot, Josh?
Imagine you're an 80s baby and you're watching Jurassic Park, probably in the 90s, and dinosaurs going amok, chasing things down, eating them, and you got to find a way to survive and maybe have some nice humanitarian ethics mixed in, and then you are now in your 40s or late 30s, and you want to watch it again. And so Universal, I think it's Universal, said, let's do it again. And that's the plot. Just kidding. Basically, it's a very simple plot where you have this massive amusement park. It is quite literally a continent size. Well, maybe not continent. It's like smaller than Australia.
It's an island. Yeah.
Not quite as big as Australia, though.
No. I always think of it more as like
New Zealand?
Yeah, maybe New Zealand or even smaller.
Fiji?
Yeah, maybe something like Fiji.
Yeah. Madagascar.
Yeah.
Anyways, none of them are sponsoring us on this. Probably good. Anyways, but you have this
sponsored by Madagascar,
and they like to move it. Did not expect that to come up. Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. Anyways, but this island is just chock full of dinosaurs, which have been spliced together because of a mosquito found in a piece of amber. Which you should go watch the originals from. I think it's the 90s.
Yep.
And they explain that, but basically they take some DNA, fuse it with DNA that we have from animals alive today, and they have enough to basically clone all sorts of dinosaurs. And then very quickly, it goes from we can re-alive these extinct animals to we can make some profit and sell Coke drinks for $7 in an amusement park really fast.
Yep.
And there's some about hubris, but this park is looking to expand profits. It's somewhat at the risk of safety.
Yeah.
There's some shady business going on, and that basically literally explodes in their faces.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the plot is how do you keep the most people alive for the longest amount of time until you can get everybody off the island.
Yeah.
That I think that's the plot. There is some mad scientist vibes, some
that's more in the
consumer.
There's a lot of elements, but I think that's a good summary of the actual plot. What about some of our main characters?
So we talked about this when we were setting up. There's just a lot of tropes.
Yep.
So you initially follow two brothers whose family is in crisis emotionally and relationally, I guess. And those are Zac and Gray.
Yep.
One's older, one's younger, and my gut says that Zac is the older.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And they're, taking out their relational trauma on each other in different ways and being kind of nasty. And then they get put into a literal hamster wheel and thrust into some dinosaur, Jurassic, archaic nonsense and mayhem, and all of a sudden have to either work together or die.
Yep. Yeah.
But older one likes girls, and the younger one doesn't. He likes dinosaurs.
He likes dinosaurs. I'll let you decide which one's better there, but,
Well, you're married, and you don't have a pet dinosaur. So.
Only because they're extinct, Josh.
Lydia, I hope you're listening. You can come back to this one later with Zac. Who else do we see?
We also have the man himself, Chris Pratt, who plays Owen.
Andy. Oh.
No.
Different. Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord. He does give off like a more serious Star-Lord vibe, actually. Yeah. But yeah, Owen is retired Navy.
Probably Navy SEAL. Like,
yeah, I don't think it ever says.
But you look at it.
But the things that he does and the smart... I always joke that he's the only intelligent person in this film.
He's definitely not just some ensign off a boat.
No. He's definitely like special ops or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My headcanon is Navy SEAL.
Yeah, we're going to say Navy SEAL for sure, because I don't think it ever says. It just says Navy. So Navy SEAL, and he is working as a contractor for...
The park?
The park. But... I don't know, he kind of gets roped in.
They have like multiple subgroups that they're outsourcing.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of like private contracting going on. And so he's helping with the raptors, with the velociraptors. And so he gets brought into everything.
He's just a golden retriever trainer.
Yeah, basically.
With lizards.
That
can destroy him.
Yep. And Claire is the...
Auntie.
Yeah, she's the aunt of Zac and Gray, and she is the...
Power suit.
CEO, yeah,
Chief Executive Officer.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what her title is, but it seems like she's running everything except for the owner. So, I think that makes her the CEO. There's a lot of other side characters.
Like her heels. Her heels are a really good example of a side character.
So yeah, I don't know. Those are really the only characters I want to talk about for character arc. I don't know if any of the other characters have a character arc. I mean, there's
owner?
There's an assistant. Does the owner have a character arc though?
It goes down in a ball of flames.
Yeah, I think
not really. I think I'm kind of confused that that was supposed to be comedic relief. Like he thinks he's a superhero.
I don't know.
Like, I don't understand.
I don't really like
that. Was kind of a bizarre side journey that they took us on.
Yeah, I don't really like the owner at all.
Really?
Yeah, he's just kind of... I feel like he is... maybe this is what they're going for. He's well-intentioned, but just really foolish.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of the vibe that they were going for.
Or irresponsible.
Yeah, because it's kind of... He has good sentiments, usually, but he's definitely irresponsible. Like, when he realizes how dangerous the dinosaur is, he's like, oh, yeah, this is a terrible idea. And everyone's like, well, you told us to do this. Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, I didn't really think about it.
Well, it's kind of like, I want the cake and eat it too kind of a character, where he's giving all these, like, fortune cookie adages in the beginning. And then when crud hits the fan, you see his priorities. Because he's like, we're going to save the attractions.
Yes, exactly.
We're not going to save the customers.
Right.
Or the dinosaurs that can't protect themselves. Yeah. We're going to save the, like, biggest asset.
Yeah.
And then he, like, when that goes haywire, he basically loads up a minigun in his helicopter. He doesn't have his license yet. And they're like, where's your... trainer. He's like,
can't find him. Yeah,
you got me. And then that, like, you know.
So I don't appreciate. That's something for later on. Things that I don't appreciate is that whole sequence seems really forced in order to get the owner out of the way.
It's really more
so that the military guy. Well, I think it's they use the pterodactyls to get him out.
Okay,
so that the military guy can take over.
Which he doesn't really do anything.
No, because the military guy is like, hey, I want to take over and run this operation and use the velociraptors. And the owner's like, no, you're never doing that. And then 5 minutes later, the owner dies. And the military guy's like, guess what? I'm in charge now. So I just feel like it was kind of a plot device to just get him out of the way.
And all it took was like 3 pterodactyls in their canopy.
Yeah, that's right. So rough.
Well,
but what about actual character arcs? Yeah.
They kind of all go hand in hand. So, right, Aunt Claire and the brothers, they don't actually really they do spend time together
towards the end. Yeah, towards the end.
And because they all almost die.
Yep.
They're like, family's important.
Yeah, shared trauma breeds familial relationships. Yep.
You could just, I don't know,
So
go do an escape room.
Yeah. Go paintballing or something. I mean,
maybe move in a more extreme circumstance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise going to like a mass extinction event at Disney World.
Right.
Anyways, but the brothers, I think, it's very predictable. It's really point A to point B. They jump in a waterfall to escape the Indominus Rex?
Indominus Rex, yep.
Yeah. And from that point on, they're working together. They hotwire a 1992 Jeep.
Yep. Which they
to
give
get some product placement and to get the logo.
Yeah, so they get the old logo in there, and then the younger boy gives the entire like make and model. It's so fun.
Wow.
Yes, it definitely feels like
I had a kit in my house. You remember that time we held Grandpa like 3 Christmases ago? I know how to completely hotwire a derelict vehicle in the middle of a rainforest that hasn't seen the light of day in like 25 years.
I just love how Chris Pratt shows up and he's like, how did they even do this?
Anyways, well, I mean, then he's got like a claw through the roof or whatever. Yeah. But I sat there and I'm like, wow, that's like, that 16-year-old needs a promotion.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Or some plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but they work together. They go from disliking each other to the older ones dealing with his own like hard emotions by making fun of the younger one because their parents are getting divorced. And then by the end, they're like, we are inseparable and families stick together and Ohana means family.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Stitch is kind of like a dinosaur, so
yeah,
I feel like
from space
yeah, I feel
with like a 3-year-old's vocabulary.
Yeah, I feel like that fits. And Navy SEAL, Chris Pratt, Owen. He is standard trope, kind of a loner, nothing but his raptors. And towards the end of the movie, he kind of begins his own family journey and kind of gains a pack for himself with the boys and Claire. So,
yep. Until the sequel. Where they undo it.
Yeah, but then they do it again.
They redo it.
Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah.
Maybe they'll undo it in the next
Maybe, who knows?
Snip.
It's really just a lot of trauma. These movies are just a lot of trauma, which, makes sense.
You, as the audience.
Yeah.
Like, I had to think critically about what I was watching, which actually made it a lot scarier.
Yeah.
But when you go in to, like, a summer blockbuster like this, you're not going to think critically about it.
I'm going for the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
But I will say, like, I've seen this movie multiple times.
Yep.
Watching it and thinking through, like, the rubric that we had made it a lot scarier.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm watching, like, these, like, guards go down, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Or, like, thinking about the 8-year-old watching the security footage.
Yes, like, so traumatic. Oh, my goodness. Also, I'm always like, if I'm one of those guards, when they send the guards in to get rid of the Indominus Rex, and they give them all the non-lethals, I'm like, what?
At what point?
What are you guys doing? Like, this thing escaped, ate like 4 people, and is on the loose.
And we have nets.
And we're like, we're gonna shock it. I'm like, I think you should bring out like the grenades and the machine guns.
You just got like a billy club. And,
I know.
Like, we're gonna smack it.
You bad dinosaur.
Yeah. Got a box of dog treats.
Back in
an electric fence and a switch.
I know. I'm just like, oh my goodness, crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, even Owen says that.
Yeah,
right?
he does.
He's like,
his first response is, "We need to kill this thing."
Yeah.
Which again, he's the only, being the Navy SEAL who literally works with dinosaurs. He's the only person that actually has any intelligence.
And they
do the whole movie.
They do a good job. Like, I have no idea if you can make an animal become a psychopath, but they
definitely set that up
really well.
Yeah, and they build that. They build it from the very beginning.
Yeah,
and I think that it really comes across and it's really good.
Yeah, well, that just like a lot of dinosaurs bled in the making of this production, we're bleeding into ethical lesson. I think.
Yep. I think it's time to just jump in there.
Just like the kids in the
waterfall. Got to jump into the waterfall of ethical lessons.
Yeah.
Speaking of ethical lessons, I think that there is a we talked about at the beginning, the consumerism or anti-capitalism,
pro-environmentalism.
Yeah, pro-environmentalism of
any other ism, really. You can just anything with that ism.
Anything with an ism. You have
maybe not everything, but a lot of them.
You have to have respect for nature.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of the underlying. There's this arrogance. There's this hubris of, well, we're in charge. We're making these dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's a lot of like natural selection versus artificial evolution.
Yep.
Is man really at the top of the totem pole, or do we get lucky?
Yep.
Which, this is all theoretical.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Yeah. So a lot of you have to respect nature. You have to have humility about nature, about where you are in the world. Money for the sake of money is not good. People matter more than money.
Yeah. You shouldn't. I mean, animal cruelty is clearly part of it.
Yep. Animal cruelty.
Like,
these are not machines. These are not attractions. These are actual animals.
Yeah. I will say I also appreciate, like, in the, respect nature category, there's also some, like, humility and arrogance going on, too. Thinking about Owen and generic bad guy from Tarzan, whose name I know we said before.
Hoskins. Yeah, the
Clayton.
Military guy. Yeah, Clayton. Yep.
Hoskins and Chris Pratt's Owen going, like, head-to-head, where Hoskins thinks he's, like, macho.
Yep.
Is not as young, is not as fit as Owen. Owen clearly has the respect of these velociraptors, and this dude's like scared to touch them, but he's like, I'm at the top of the pecking order.
Yep.
And Owen's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to think about this? Or what's the line? He says, do you even hear yourself when you speak?
Yes.
It's pretty funny. But, I mean, that's a pretty good one. I mean, in general, right?
Yeah.
To, like, keep a mindful stance of where you really are.
Humility is always important.
Yeah.
So any ethical lesson that reminds us to take an accurate look at our own lives and the way we view the world is an important lesson. There's also a lesson about, we're going to bring in some Latin, memento mori.
Yeah.
Editing Zac here. I think Latin makes Zac and Josh sound pretty pretentious. What do you think?
Which is, Josh?
Be mindful of your death.
Yeah. Remember, we will die. Remember, you will die. So I think that there's a lot of death in this movie. So
a lot.
There's
like that entire field of like brontosauruses or whatever that are just decimated.
That's a very sad scene, actually.
That was.
It's very sad.
I think my wife teared up a little.
Yeah, I tear up. It's rough, man.
Yeah.
Brontosauruses are so cool.
Ancient cows.
Yeah, and just Indominus goes around and just kills them all.
Yeah, that's not the ending to Littlefoot that I remember.
No, sad, rough. Land Before Time. Oh gosh.
Just gave Zac some.
I'm traumatized now. Yeah.
Nope. All he sees is fireballs.
I haven't thought about that in years. Yeah. So I think it's important though to remember, when we're looking at the story and we see all of the death, it helps us take stock of our own lives too.
Yeah.
And just think about what kind of life are we living now? What types of things are we valuing now?
Which, that does tie in also to the family element.
Yep, and the humility element. So it's all kind of wrapped together, I think.
Yeah. So, hey, be a good sibling, be a good parent.
Yep.
Be a good spouse.
Yep.
Hug your loved ones.
Yep.
Make a podcast.
Yep.
Because, eat, drink, and be merry, because tomorrow you may not be here because of a velociraptor crashes through your window.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Make it happen. I don't want to scare you, but gotta be on the alert.
Odds are very low.
But never zero.
Dr. Wu got loose. You never know. That was his name, right?
Yeah.
So the evil scientist.
The evil scientist.
Dr. Wu.
Which he's evil because he's the antithetical to all of these ethical lessons. He doesn't care about family. He only cares about science for the sake of science.
If humans die, humans die.
Yeah,
and it's because we're lesser.
Yeah, exactly. He's totally full send on that.
If he gets eaten by a dinosaur,
he's like, hey, the dinosaur wins.
The circle of life. That was a good episode too.
Yeah, that's a good episode. Yeah. What about conflict and resolution?
This one's a little bit weaker
Yep.
for me because literally the main one is the park is overrun by dinosaurs.
Yep.
Because the main monster dinosaur
Yep.
that the main evil scientist guy makes.
Yep. It's breaking everybody out.
It's like jailbreak season.
Yeah.
Like literally Zoo Tycoon where you delete all the gates and
Yep.
you just let all the animals out.
Yep.
It's just, that is the basic like main conflict in this movie.
Yep.
does not get resolved.
Nope. Which, that's kind of rough because...
You got like 1 million people on a dock.
Yeah.
Just waiting to go home.
I know. Really, really scary. And I think that's the physical conflict, and then there's an emotional conflict of the family sticking together and actually being a family.
And do they?
Kind of. I mean, towards the end, right? Like I think we see them in parts. You see the aunt's growing concern and how she begins to take care of them. Not in the future films. No.
Okay.
No.
We just go back and follow Claire and
Owen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, I think...
So then maybe the family one's rolled.
I think the family one...
It might be rolled up.
Yeah. I think it kind of concludes. So... And, the physical conflict concludes too, right? Because the people are mostly saved and the Indominus...
Mostly.
Yeah, well, some don't make it, but...
There is a pretty high percentage of...
Wait, it's actually not that bad. They go back in the second movie and they give the stats, and there's only like 200 people that die, which is a lot.
Considering
there's like
and
20,000. They say something like 20,000 are on the island.
There were probably a lot of
there was a ton
employees.
of... Yes, it was mostly employees, and they do say that there were a ton of injuries. So a lot of people get injured.
I don't have an arm anymore.
Yeah, but you're still alive.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of that, but...
I can't sleep at night in my child's pet.
Yeah, the amount of lawsuits that this thing would have created is insane. Does insurance cover being eaten by a dinosaur? I don't...
My family watched that, and that was something at the end. They're like, well, you probably have to sign a...
NDA or not an NDA.
But
don't talk about this.
What do you call it? When you get on a zip
liability,
line, and they're like, if the zip line breaks, it's not our fault.
Yeah, I think if someone forced me to sign that about a dinosaur place, I would probably have to think about that, yeah.
But I mean, like
we are not held at fault if dinosaurs break loose. I'm like, are you considering that?
The side character that's like an analyst / works their like HQ room.
Oh yeah.
And they say something like, we have prepared for this. It's like an eventuality.
Yeah, he's like, you should put that in the brochure. Eventually, one of these things dinosaurs will escape and eat you.
So if you think about it, 1 out of 1 million is still 1 out of 1 million.
That's right. Yeah, and the Indominus Rex does get eaten in the most spectacular way.
It is pretty...
Yeah.
Just like the assistant to Aunt Claire.
Yes, I love the Mosasaurus. Brutal. I remember in the theater I watched the Mosasaurus.
Oh, it's not a megalodon?
No, that's the big water one. It's a Mosasaurus.
Yeah. I almost tied in 21 Pilots to this.
Oh.
Because there's a lyric about
Megalodon, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The ocean is, in fact, not a pond.
Nope, it is not.
Anyways, that's for a different time.
Yep. So, no, the Mosasaurus, which is an epic dinosaur, it's like a giant alligator, with fins. Yep. But when I was in the theater for the first time, and I saw the Indominus Rex.
Oh, you watched this in theater?
Oh, yeah, I watched it in theaters for the first time, yeah.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, I've seen every Jurassic World movie in theaters, but I didn't see the...
That was probably fun.
Older ones, because I was like 7.
3, 4?
Yeah, so...
You were probably more like 4.
I think I was like 7 when the third Jurassic Park came out.
know. That might be true.
Because I think it's like 95 and
it's the first one?
Yeah.
So we weren't born.
No, it's like 95 and then it's like 90.
We just dated ourselves hard.
8, yeah, something like that. Wow. So it's like 95, 98, and like 2001 or something like that.
Concurrent to Phantom Menace. That was like a golden age of movies.
The 90s and early 2000s are a brilliant time.
Because that's like...
Cinematic wonderfulness was happening.
Prequel trilogy.
Yep.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Jaws.
Men in Black. Jaws.
Lord of the Rings.
All kinds of stuff were happening. And the rom-coms, hilarious.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of stuff was happening.
Pirates of the Caribbean's on the horizon.
Yep, that starts in 98, I think. The first one's 98. No. Yeah.
No,
it's not. No, because it comes out
maybe
after...
2002.
Yes, 2002.
Maybe 2003.
Because it's
Jack
Bloom's Bloom's second movie. Lord of the Rings is...
No, it is not.
Yes, Lord of the Rings is Orlando Bloom's first movie. It makes him famous. And then Black Pearl comes out right after Lord of the Rings.
It's his second movie.
Yeah.
So that was really his breakaway.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was like what made him famous.
But then he was
was a main guy. Correct. Yep. Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy. Huh. Yep. I know.
And that's why the rum's always gone.
And that's why the rum is always gone.
Editing Zac here. It turns out Orlando Bloom's third movie was Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. He also filmed Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. So anyway, but all that to say, I was really hoping when they were backing towards the water that the Mosasaurus was going to jump out, and then the Mosasaurus.
So we're back in the theater,
yeah,
watching it for the first time,
and they were like the T-Rex. Oh, which I love the T-Rex and Velociraptor team up. I think that's cool. Like, and that made sense to me that they would team up against the obvious threat. Yeah.
So to rewind, like into the movie world, the main climax, like the penultimate scene, has the Indominosaurus, like man-made guinea pig dinosaur that can camouflage itself, deflect heat sensors, and is like part raptor, part T-Rex. Gets challenged by a traditional T-Rex, which is not apparently a scavenger anymore.
Nope.
And a Velociraptor that survives.
Yep.
When its pack does not.
Yep.
And then that is what Zach's referencing.
Yeah, they team up.
The two fight the one thing that's combined.
They back it up into the water area, and then the Mosasaurus jumps out and like...
Think Shamu.
Yeah.
But different.
But with teeth.
Shamu had teeth.
Well, I mean, more teeth.
Bigger teeth.
Yeah. 88 teeth.
That was because the kid says that.
Yeah, the kid says it. No, I don't just know that, Josh.
I
do like dinosaurs.
The things that you know. If you just like we're sitting somewhere getting a meal and you're like, did you know that this alligator dinosaur had 88 teeth? Like I mean, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised that you do.
I do have a variety of random knowledge that I collect.
Yeah.
You know, they're good talking points.
Yeah.
What about engaging and relatable characters? We've talked about this a little bit. Owen is fantastic. I think Chris Pratt is the best character.
He's definitely entertaining.
Yep. I think he's the best character in the whole one.
Depth-wise,
he's kind of a trope, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, they all are.
Yeah. So I think they do a good job. I actually really appreciate all of the character introductions. So I was really paying attention to this time when I was watching it,
because it's a good summation of who.
It really is, and the way that all of them are introduced is like it's very short, it's very concise, but it really captures all of their motivations in like the first couple lines of dialogue.
Zach's only dialogue is like to his girlfriend.
Yep.
And she's like, I love you. He's like, I'll text
See you later. Bye. Yeah.
You're like, what a jerk.
Yep. And like the little brother Gray is like he says something about dinosaurs. Yeah. And then he's like, I know exactly how many minutes it is to the airport. And
he's just a know-it-all.
Yep. And Claire's first lines are like rehearsing for her meeting, not caring about actual people, just caring about closing the deal. Chris Pratt is all about
saving a guy.
Yep, saving a guy from getting eaten.
Got knocked off his legs by a piglet.
Yep. So it's like all of the characters, they're good. They're tropes. So there's not a lot of
meat.
Yeah, meat or uniqueness to them. Yeah. They're more of a one-serving kind of character, but really good introductions.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
but I mean, again, you're watching for the dinosaurs. Correct. And how this cookie-cutter human, could survive. Yep. AKA, like, how would you survive?
Yep.
A dinosaur attack.
Yep.
Which you probably don't think about often.
No, well, I think about it quite often, actually.
I'm not surprised.
Most scenarios, it doesn't go well. I think it would depend.
That's true.
On
it's like
where I am when the dinosaurs.
It's like in The Incredibles when the scene, like the screen comes on and they're going through like all the dead superheroes.
Yes.
It's like your strategy A, dead. Strategy B, strategy C, survive part A but not part B. Oh man,
yeah,
but it was good.
What about Captivating World?
I mean, again, like, just it probably goes back to what is the old book, Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Oh yeah.
I mean, people have just ever since we've been digging up bones, have probably been obsessed with like what were these things?
Yep.
And like how do they get?
What do they look like? How do they interact?
Yeah. How does Ken Ham know exactly what happened?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, it's cool. There's dinosaurs. I've been to SeaWorld. It looks like SeaWorld. You just plop a dinosaur in there. I've played Zoo Tycoon, and so we've all done the thing. We're like, I wonder if I let this lion out, what would happen?
Yep.
And so, I mean, is it the deepest lore? No.
No.
Is it the most robust? No.
No.
Which is redundant,
but
I guess.
But it's good.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's good. Yeah.
It's like a McDouble when you're hungry.
Yeah. I think it's better than a McDouble, but
It's like Wendy's when you're hungry.
yeah. I would accept Wendy's or even like a Chick-fil-A. Like,
Wow.
it's still fast food.
Now all of the righteous people are coming for you.
But like the music,
Oh, that's great.
absolutely fantastic.
Na 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 na
Yep.
na.
Yep.
Anyways,
Yeah, Michael
Which-
Giacchino.
fun fact
Giacchino.
with John Williams.
Gotta say it with the
I'm not
Italian.
gonna
I know. Yeah, I gotta say it with the Italian accent. But he's phenomenal. I mean, this guy is like top 3 composers of all time.
He's kind of like, I don't want to say he's the modern inheritor to John Williams.
He is. Well,
if
I don't
you
know.
look-
So him and Ludwig Göransson are both very, very talented. So it's
Yeah.
hard for me to pick between them, but they're definitely.
Consequently, both have worked on Star Wars.
Yes, they have. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just listen to some of the movies that Giacchino has done, like Ratatouille.
No way.
Excellent music. Incredibles 1 and 2, really good, really good. All of the new Star Trek movies, which have very memorable themes. Rogue One, so Josh mentioned Star Wars. Rogue One, which has very emotional and compelling music.
Yeah. You
all
can
of
listen
the
to
new-
the soundtrack and get the story almost.
Yep, he's really good about that. And actually, one of the things that I love is the titles to his pieces are hilarious. They are oftentimes jokes. Like, if you go back and you listen to all of the Jurassic World songs,
I'm going to look this up.
yeah,
Hang
bring
on.
it up, go to Spotify. And if you're on Spotify,
You can look us up. Well, as a point, John Williams did the original.
he did, yeah, it's very good.
So I was just making a connection between Star Wars and
Yep.
anyways. But
Yep, yeah, John Williams did
Here we
the
are,
original.
Michael.
Okay, look at the names.
Name, I'm not going to bury the hatchling.
Like bury the hatchet. Okay, keep going. The family that strays together,
stays
stays together. As the Jurassic World turns.
Clearly his first rodeo.
Yep. Oh,
Is that when
you
the guy
nothing.
like gets knocked off his feet?
Yeah. Oh, and you nothing. Indominus. Wait. Did you see that one? Go
Are
up. Go.
Rexes bigger than yours?
No, keep going. Up. Indominus Rex, but it's WRECKS.
Mess stuff up.
See, he's so good. His
But is it like
songs
that for
are also
all?
puns. I don't know if.
Oh, he did Up.
Yes, he did Up, which is super, super good.
Oh.
He did all of the new Spider-Man movies with Tom
He
Holland.
did the Batman?
Dude, I was just about to say that. You're spoiling it. Yes, he did the new Batman, which
It's
is
raining vengeance.
so the Batman's that one also has all of the puns as well. Crossing the feline,
moving in for
the gill, funeral and far between.
Penguin of Guilt. That one doesn't make much sense, but
Penguin of guilt, like a penguin of guilt,
I don't get it.
like a
The Great Pumpkin Pie.
yeah, the Great Pumpkin Pie, hoarding school, like boarding
Yeah.
school.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So he's really clever, and I love his music. So that really spices up the world for me. And then there's dinosaurs. Like, you can't mess this one up.
I mean, you probably could.
I don't think so. Even
Barney.
okay, Barney messes up dinosaurs. That's true. I don't want to talk about Barney, but
You remember the Disney movie that was just dinosaurs?
yes, that's a great movie.
That's so sad. That
It is
one's
so
actually,
sad.
That was probably the saddest movie I saw as a child.
Yeah, I actually would avoid watching that because it was so sad and I couldn't deal with my emotions.
Nice.
I showed Lydia that for the first time like last year. So
Yeah.
super sad. It's a good one though. Those carnivores are super scary.
The ones with like the horns.
Twins, yeah, like the twin carnivores, very scary.
Yeah. Anyways, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's dinosaurs. It's
Yeah, it's
kinda
dinosaurs.
Like you put a guy in water with a shark. Like,
Yep.
somebody's gonna watch.
Yep.
Or you put a guy in space with an alien.
Yep. All right. What about consistency?
Oh, this is the one I didn't think about. Whoops. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah, it's like, so it was kind of meh. Like, and the only thing that I didn't really like
Is
was
plot armor.
Yeah, is plot armor. What we talked about, especially with the owner, just like I don't really like the fact that they have no other helicopters on this island besides his like training helicopter.
And then the 2 private military things that come in.
Yeah, later they come in with their own helicopters and like all this other stuff, and I'm like, wait, why didn't you guys just wait?
They
bring in the special forces guys and shoot the dinosaur.
They could have also connected the dots between like the evil scientist Dr. Wu guy and the private military guy. Like you gotta have to activate a couple brain cells there to make that connection, which maybe is a point in its favor.
Yeah.
But there's like, why are they there in the first place? How did you have a park where you didn't really have like drills or anything on how to take care of this?
Yeah, like they have
no, wait. The best example is that gyroscope ball thing.
Yeah.
And you got the Jimmy Fallon thing going on.
Yes.
And then you have the little like watermark that says ride closed, turn around.
Yeah.
You're telling me
you have
this multi-billion-dollar park.
Yep.
And which is like wholly like balanced on the precipice of nobody dying.
Yep.
And you don't have a return function on this ball robot thing?
Yeah, exactly. That's a weird thing.
Like the boy literally goes, I think it's Zach. He's like, we don't need to turn around.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he just like manually, he just like manually, like you don't have like a commandeer function where you just take over and return it back.
You got this raptor, chameleon, cuttlefish, T-Rex hybrid running amok, and you got like this 16-year-old like, I'm not turning this thing over. My hamster ball is mine. My own.
My precious. Yeah, I agree. There's like a few things like that where it just, again, we overlook those things for the enjoyment factor because we're really there to see the dinosaurs.
That one really jarred me out, actually.
It's bad. Like
that one got me out of focus.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I feel like the scenes where they send like their teams to take down the animals, those are pretty
consistent. They're just stupid. That's the only issue with that one is another example. That's the hubris. Like we're gonna try and capture it instead of just killing it.
But I cannot forget. We have to say the fact that those heels never broke.
Oh yeah. She wears those heels the whole movie.
She wears a power suit.
Yeah.
A white power suit.
Yeah.
And heels the entire movie.
Yeah. Which
Claire.
Claire.
They get
the businesswoman. The business suit like definitely shows the wear and tear on it as it goes on. But the heels,
the scene where she releases
ditch those heels at some point. Like that's crazy.
And the scene where she releases the Rex.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
And there's just like rubble strewn everywhere.
Yep. And she's
just galloping with these heels.
Yep.
And you're like, I can't imagine even walking in heels.
Yeah.
To imagine outrunning a dinosaur about to eat you after you've been in the rainforest, like trying to stay alive all day, like that
seems crazy.
You're telling me she couldn't find a pair of boots on anyone that fit her?
Tennis shoes, boots,
literally
something.
Anything.
Yeah,
like it's just very small.
Yeah,
very goofy.
Yep.
My wife's probably laughing at me.
Yep.
When she listens to this,
but when you take a second to think about it,
that's just like your feet would be gone.
Yep.
You would have no feet.
Yep.
They would have snapped off at some point.
And then the dinosaur would have eaten them.
Yeah, and then you really would have had them. This little piggy went to market.
This little piggy got eaten by a dinosaur. Isn't that how the nursery rhyme goes?
Yeah, something like that. So, I don't know.
So, I mean, but again, this is a summer blockbuster.
And the Pro, I do like how they handle marketing and business.
Yep.
How they handle...
Yeah, that seems very consistent.
The tension between like making a profit,
the capitalism versus the actual caring about people.
The like how the owner guy whose name I cannot remember,
Masrani,
does not know what's in his portfolio.
Yeah,
and so he probably does have like defense.
He's got some shady stuff going on in his company, but he's kind of irresponsible.
He probably doesn't know that he's manufacturing like bioweapons.
Yep.
I guess that's what you would classify an attack dinosaur.
Definitely. That'd be a bioweapon. Yeah.
I'm sure somebody knows that's incorrect, but now
I don't think so, right?
We'll find out. Maybe the
organic
what do we call
weapon?
The foolish gorilla?
The foolish gorilla. That's right.
The what baboon?
I don't remember what the baboon was.
See, now we're going to have to bring it back because somebody's going to comment. What the comment is.
If you remember what kind of a baboon we are, then you can comment that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So consistency, it averages out, I guess.
Yep.
I'll be fine with C.
Yep.
On
I
that
agree
point.
with that. I agree with that. So when you're putting it all together,
Yeah.
what do you think? It's enjoyable, right? Like this is a movie I've seen it at least like 7 times, and
Yeah.
I would always watch it. Like if someone's ever like, "Hey, do you want to watch Jurassic World?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it."
Especially if it's summer.
Yep, I'm always gonna watch it.
Although this is a Christmas movie.
Yes, I know.
I forgot about this.
They started at the beginning.
This is a Christmas movie. So I guess the only times I'd probably be like pretty down to watch it is Christmas.
Yep.
And
Which is so funny. I know. I didn't notice that until this time watching it. I was like, wait a second.
this
It's
is a Christmas
time.
movie. Yeah.
You don't think about it because they're on
got
this tropical island.
Die Hard,
Yeah.
Jurassic World, and how this
Lord of the
bridge
Rings.
stole. That, I guess you can make an argument. Narnia.
Narnia, yep.
We got the classics.
We got the classics.
But yeah, I mean, it's a movie that I would watch. I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's good.
I own it on DVD, so
Yep.
I mean, that says something.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. Is it fantastic? I don't think so, right?
No.
Especially if you're looking from a story perspective.
I'm not out here watching lore videos on Jurassic World
Right.
for fun.
Right. Yeah, like I don't think anyone's out there making a YouTube channel
I'm sure there
where,
is.
I don't know, about lore for... Go ahead, do a Google search. That's fine. Now,
Maybe
I'm
not
curious,
an entire show.
If there's a YouTube video
I'll like a
doing
random-
lore, we will put a link in the description.
No way. It exists.
1 hour. What?
Clayton Fiatore?
How many views?
I don't know. I mean, it exists.
157,000 views?
Yeah.
What?
So somebody wanted 4,000 likes.
Dude, I'm going to have to eat my words on that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hopefully we don't get strikes because we accidentally sampled a little bit of it.
I can edit that out, though.
Yeah. I think that's... So the answer is no, not really.
Yeah, there's one.
There's a couple...
There's-
Well, he's got multiple, though.
Yeah, he's got multiple videos.
Yeah. Like, he's got his art down and everything.
Yeah.
He's got that...
Oh, I guess because, like, there's I forgot about the kids' TV show. There's a kids' Jurassic World TV
No, there's
show,
not.
too. Yes, I've seen part of it. It's animated. Yeah. The kids get trapped on a summer camp. It takes place right after Jurassic World. And so everything goes terrible, and these kids get left behind on the island because of all the...
Are we talking like anime?
Almost. It's not quite anime. It's animation.
I have never
but
heard
yeah,
of this.
Yeah, it's
And
on Netflix. It's a Netflix series.
So, to recap, there is a YouTuber
Yeah.
who does do Jurassic Park stuff, so I guess there is at least one
There is at least one
that the algorithm
lore.
immediately picked
Yeah,
up.
there is at least one lore.
Zach says that there's a TV show. If you love Jurassic Park,
I mean, it's not that great of a TV show. I wouldn't.
but it exists.
Yeah, I watched all of it one summer because
Why not?
It's dinosaurs, but I mean, it's not terrific or anything.
I don't know. Like, I'm picturing Liberty's kids with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's what's in my head.
Yeah.
We gotta
Wrap it up.
Oh, we gotta rate this thing.
Here we go. I mean, I give it a C. It's average for me. I think the characters are there. They're tropey, but I think we handle that. I think world is captivating for it to be a C. It brings me in. It feels mostly consistent, right? There's a few things that we pointed out, but it's fine overall. Characters are not super engaging, but again, they're tropes, so
they're
vaguely relatable. Plot is consistent. It's very simple, but it fits.
And it ships at a low flat rate.
It does. So yeah, I think it checks all the boxes to be a C story.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards C-, which again doesn't really make an impact. But I just want to feel the need to remind people, like when you consume one of these things, like you're not always looking for like a prime rib in wonderfully fresh salad with a nice baked potato.
Yep.
Like you're not looking for an S-tier dinner.
Yep.
Sometimes you're like, I want Taco Bell.
Yep.
And you know that you can get Chipotle.
Yep.
But you're gonna go for Taco Bell.
Yep.
And I mean, we just do that. So like, that's not me saying I hate this movie. It's just
Right.
like I know it's not great.
Yep. Well, and we do that on purpose sometimes because if you consistently watch an S-tier movie, those are designed to really make you experience and think about things, and sometimes that's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you go to watch a movie, you don't actually want to be uncomfortable.
Like,
right? That's why we have comfort food.
which is, this might just be me, but like I would totally eat Taco Bell while watching this movie, so it's funny that came to mind. But I would not eat Taco Bell while watching Lord of the Rings.
Right. Yeah.
I would eat a steak while watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just interesting.
Yeah. To enjoy, kind of pair the quality of the food with the quality of the story.
Like I would eat a cheeseburger with blue milk cheese on it when I watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I probably would not eat Taco Bell when I watch Star Wars.
That's very interesting.
I know.
Now I really want, can you guys please like this episode if you really want us to do a side Patreon special of foods paired with stories?
I bet
I would
there's
really
some
love
kind
that.
of psychology.
Like if you want to
to it.
read a book and eat a certain food, or watch a movie with a certain food.
Oh, reading
like,
book is like tea time.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
an
what I was
adult
thinking.
beverage, but
yeah. That's what I was thinking.
food is like only for like YouTube,
For movies
TVs,
or YouTube. Yeah.
and-
I usually eat snacks with YouTube. But see, I don't want to spoil this.
We can't
This is a
get too far.
Patreon episode.
Yeah.
If you really want this, let us know and we'll make it happen. So final answer is going to be C.
See,
Yeah, C
Yeah.
minus somewhere in there. So that's where we're at for Jurassic World.
yeah,
At this point, I think we want to say if you have enjoyed this,
yeah.
yeah, if you have enjoyed this, then you should.
Like, subscribe, pay us, buy
Yeah.
us a coffee.
Yep, definitely.
Get some bonus content for
Yep.
free while you're at it. Well, it's not
Yep.
for free, but if you pay us,
if you pay us, then we give you,
you
content.
get the content for free.
Exactly. You get the content for free after paying us.
It does help, right? We're relaunching, so likes, subscribes, comments,
Yep.
sharing does make a big difference. We're not looking to necessarily go viral, but we do want.
I mean, I'm not opposed to going viral.
We're not opposed to going viral, so you can make it happen, I guess. We didn't actually get to the Dance Moms thing. You guys didn't.
Not yet.
But I mean,
No.
that challenge is still open.
I'll keep it open if it happens. Now you'll have to go back and find that episode.
And you got to find the comment.
Yeah, I'm not
But
gonna.
I know which one.
I'm not gonna remind you which one it is, but that
Anyway.
challenge exists. If you want to
Yeah.
go back to like I don't know, episode 5 or 6 of last season when that challenge was issued.
And like Zach said earlier, we're working on getting a new batch of stickers.
Yep.
So if you know us, right now we're so small that you probably have to know us to get a hold of one of those. And
Yep.
we might.
But you can
You could probably hit us up
send
on
an
our
email. Yep, send an email. greateststorypodcast@gmail.com.
We could probably figure something out.
We can figure something out to get some merch to you if you're really interested in that.
But that's it for now.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Last thing coming is we're gonna have on Patreon
By now.
Yep.
By
By
the
the
time
time
you
this
hear our
episode
velvety
releases.
voices,
Yep.
yeah.
By the time this episode releases, we're gonna have on Patreon a reading guide or watching guide to kind of follow along with what we're gonna be doing this season.
All right, Zach. So that wraps up episode 2.1. So what are we talking about next time?
Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. But not Mulan, Transformers.
Yeah, we're rolling out.
Oh, nice. Autobots roll out. So it's pretty simple.
Oh, you did play Fallen Order.
I've started it. I haven't finished it.
Oh, it's
but
beautiful.
It is. Yeah, I downloaded it this weekend because we've kind of both been feeling bleh, so we've just been hanging around.
Oh, you mean you got the
And,
kid sickness?
Yeah, I think so. It's like a bunch of sinus stuff. And we're
Oh,
just, like,
well, my
so
brother's
tired.
complaining about allergies nonstop.
I don't know what it is. It could very well be allergies because like the other day, I think it was Friday, it was literally like 50 or 60 in the morning, and then it got all the way up to like 95. I was like, this is not healthy. This is not good. A 30, 40 degree temperature change in one day. Not good. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.